What's up, guys? Welcome back. I am Lieutenant Nathaniel Flint of the Landship Scorpios, and this is part 2 of our walkthrough of Wild Araz, the free-to-play steampunk RPG made for citizensofantiford.com. There's a link down below if you're interested in the game, but we have just left the zoo. We've seen it be very empty and unforgiving. We are now tasked with collecting local wildlife in order to fill the zoo. So off we go. We just emerged from the zoo, which is this building here that we can see, the Gearford Zoo. We're now in the Sax district of Gearford. So this is a good time to explain that we are in the continent of Araz, the country of Antiford, in its capital city of Gearford. So this is the Sax district of Gearford. What you'll notice about the Sax district of Gearford is that it is the market district. There's a lot of these open air markets, and it is a good place to shop and have a lot of things available to you. It's also one of the only places in the world where you can sell unwanted things back to merchants. Most merchants are buy only. So we're in charge of grabbing animals and bringing them back to the zoo that are local. So since this is a walkthrough, we're just going to run through that. So when you first got out, as you probably saw at the end of the last episode, there is a little chicken walking around here. This is a denizen in the world of Antiford. So we catch the denizen, and anytime you catch a critter, he is in your cage. You can only have one critter at a time in your cage. So if you ever need to check on the status of your cage, you go to your key items, your cage, and you can see it. So we see that our cage is currently full, so we're not going to be able to catch other animals while it's full. We also see that we have a denizen. They're doing well. It keeps clucking. So we have a status of what we actually caught, and we can bring it to the zoo. Okay, a denizen. Well, the more the merrier. We're going to need to get more creative as to where we find animals. So now we have the denizen in our little zoo. Next, we are going to go and look for the shield bat. So the shield bat, what you're going to want to do is go south into the next district, the Gearford Row and Horn district. When you come down, you're going to see a row of buildings, and as you explore, you might find this building. In this building, the locals will tell you that they're having some bat problems in their attics. So we're going to ascend the stairs. Make sure you just grab this water found in this chest down below. Water is going to be extremely important in this game. As Antiford is mainly a desert nation, water is our healing item. Very important to the livelihood of those that are surviving. Now you have the shield bat in this attic. So since it is flying above you, you need to stand below it in order to catch it. And this one's pretty easy. Just like the denizen, you could just catch that one. Finding it is half the battle. Most of the animals in the game that you catch in your cage will have some form of either a puzzle, or you have to fight it, or it's bought. There's different ways to catch different animals. They're not all, let's say, Pokemon-esque, where it is just a find, fight, and then you catch. So we return the bat to the zoo. Whoa, a shield bat. I've not had the chance to truly study them. These are the kind of animals that will bring people in. So you gain experience with each animal you bring in. And of course, as always, you can see them in the zoo. It's at this time that you've probably explored around a little bit and got some money. So there's something I want to show you to get the travel journal. So talk to this merchant over here. And instead of checking out their wares, check out the journal. Would you be interested in buying a travel journal for 500 CMs? If you don't have enough CMs, then you won't be able to buy it right away. But that's okay. There's a few ways to grind for money. One of the easiest is in this shop over here. It is a sword shop. Of course, you can buy weapons from the person, or we will end up heading over to this person, and they will let us go down and fight their rats in the basement, very RPG-like, in order to help them clear it. You can also practice your combat on this test dummy. Now, once in the basement, we'll see that there's crawling with rats. This is where the first of the random fighting will take place, basically. Oh, look at that. Very easy. And we got some CM. So we're slowly on our way. Also, to help speed up the case, there's this chest that we can click on, and we can get 150 CMs. I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to spend some time grinding here. There are other ways to get the money amount, but I want to save those for other things further in the game. So we're just going to jump ahead. Do remember two major things. One, you can always come back and get a free full heal, like full restore kind of deal at your bed in the basement at any time. And it's free, and then you're fully healed. No problems. And the second thing I want to remind you is do remember to save often. I forgot to do it at the end of the first one, but always remember to save. When you die in this game, it is game over. It was very difficult to make a checkpoint system or a you die and you go back to your room kind of system. So unfortunately, it's a if you're dead, you're dead. So be sure to save often as you're playing through the game. And we're gonna buy the journal. Yes. All right. And we received one travel journal. I enjoy making more than selling. So now when we go into our items, our key items, we have a travel journal that does the exact same thing as our journal at home. I highly suggest this as when you are out in the world and lost and you forgot what to do, this will come in handy to save you a lot of time going back and forth. So now that I have this, I will definitely do rule number 2 and save. So now the next animal we're going to find is farther down. There's something I would like you to do before we go on to the next one. We're going to make a bank account. Making a bank account is coming in here and talking to the bank manager. You can do this at any point within the the confines of the game, but I do find it's a little bit better to tell you this a little bit further on. So you can open an account. You need some money at first. I think it's 100 CM. And then you receive the bank deposit ticket. As long as you have your bank deposit ticket, I don't think you can soft lock it by losing it or anything. You can access your bank account. You can withdraw items that are in there. You can deposit new ones. And this includes CM, which is the money of the world. So you can just put some money in there. You can also withdraw. So when you first get a bank account, there's a little bit of CM in there, and there's a hand axe. So you can do that. If you just need your stuff decluttered, but you don't really feel like selling it all, you can put them in there. So now you're going to head south towards this town square in the Row/Horn district. You might want to, for lore reasons, come up and just check out this building. It also has some good items. I'll show a clip of the cutscene that plays when you enter that building. Oh no. I remember the days these halls were filled with lords and ladies instead of merchants and grease monkeys. Do stand aside, you. I have business to attend to. What was that guy's problem? When you're done fishing around inside that building and learning all the juicy lore about Antiford and kind of how it began, you're going to come south. You're going to pass this train station here. And you're going to be passing a lot of areas of note further on. Do make note of this building, which is Fortress Industries. This is their Gearford headquarters. We're going to keep going south and to the right up here by one of the mills. And you're going to find the Chanka. Chanka on the loose. This is a in-world animal. This is another one that is easy. It's just at the beginning. Just finding it and exploring is half of the thing. But this triggers a cutscene, which is why I wanted earlier for you to check out the bank. This guy is the investor. I just saw you catch the Chanka. You're the one going around filling the zoo with this stuff, this and that. I can respect that. Good cause. Hey, if you start a bank account, it's fantastic. You can store anything in one. What? No need to. What if something happened and you were to lose everything? Don't you want it safe? Here, let me show you. I've given you an item and some CM. So he's the reason you have some stuff in your bank account when you first open it. Feel free to use them and as you see fit. They are in the bank under your name, Val. However, next time we meet, I will invest into your bank account. However, only based on how much you yourself have invested in it as well. Just I hope I don't catch you when it's empty. I'll see you around. So every time throughout the storyline of the game, he will pop up in places. And some of it is automatic, you don't get to choose. Some of it is if you find him and you talk to him. Every time you meet him, he will double the CM that you have deposited into your bank. At a certain point, this does get a little crazy and maybe game breaky. But it's only crazy if you keep that money in the bank. I really wanted a bank and it ended up not being as useful as I wanted because I don't really have a system of when you die, like everything's reset or something. So it ended up not being that useful. This was my way of making some use. So we have the Chanka. Let's take it back to Fauna. Chanka. Those are some hardy rodents. Did you know that these are used for transportation in the Istaki Desert? Hey, while you were out playing, I figured out a little something about this Project Demetrius thing. Apparently, it looks like our little zoo and one Fortress Industries had an understanding a while back. It looks like they used to pay hundreds to come down and study the animals. The old owners began to hemorrhage money, and their greed tossed this place into debt. They even sold the animals to them. We are just as desperate right now. I want to avoid it, but we need to know more about what Fortress Industries' deal with the zoo was. I want you to head over there and figure it out. I made us an appointment to meet with them by the docks. Get over it. Oh, get over there. Fortress Industries has a location here in Gearford. It's down by the docks. Your appointment number is 12457. This helps if you have a number pad on your thing to just look down there and just remember 12457. You'll see that it's a little pattern that goes up the number pad or down the number pad depending on how yours is oriented. That will help you remember it, but also you now have the travel journal, so this will be in there. So when we look at our travel journal, I've been tasked with filling the zoo. I should check around. Now the zoo has some animals. Fauna wants me to go to Fortress Industries for an appointment. My appointment code is 12457. So that will help you remember it. So if you remember where Fortress Industries is, you're going to be at this town square here. You're going to walk down into this little alcove, and it's this building here. This is their Gearford headquarters, or their Gearford warehouse. Once inside, you're not going to get much out of the guard up there, so you're going to talk to this person here. Do you have an appointment? Yes? You're just going to give them the appointment that you were given. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. One moment, please. Alright, looks like we have record of your appointment. Yes. The zoo. You don't appear to be fond of Latrice. I was told to inform you that Fortress Industries no longer is in need of our prior arrangements with the zoo. The animals we purchased were enough. I was also instructed to remind you of our deal. Fortress Industries is not in need of a public scandal. Please pass on our feelings of the matter to Miss Latrice. Good day to you. So we were turned away. But what's this? Look, I don't want to hear it. We need that shipment moved immediately. Get your butt down to Mayberry and get those boys in action. I don't need to remind you how illegal this is. Do not get caught, or I'll lose my position here. Now go. So we pretend to just sit there as the guy leaves, painfully slowly, to draw our attention that we should be heading to something in Mayberry. Interesting. Now, earlier in the game, we couldn't get to certain sections because of a Vibrani riot. So now as you leave, you have no choice but to interact with this person blocking your way. I'm getting too old. I wonder what even started those Vibrani riots. Well, at least they are over now. Who knows what was happening over at the warehouse anyway. That Mayberry district is just so unpredictable. Well, let's try this again. There are other ways to get through the day. And he heads off. This, of course, leaves a lot to be questioned, but it appears that now the Mayberry district is open to us. You can access it here in the Horn Row district, or you can access it over here through the Gearford Sachs district. This is the Gearford Mayberry district. It is Mayberry in the lore of Citizens of Antiford is kind of like the slums or the poor area. There's a lot more buildings. There's some warehouses. There's some houses and stuff that are cheaper, a little bit, worn and decrepit. But there's also like shanty towns and giant workhouses and things. So kind of represent it here. We have a few things that we know of and a few things pointing us in this direction. But they talk about a warehouse that whatever was happening with the Vibrani riots. You'll find that warehouse right here next to this guy. We talk to him. He's like, the warehouse isn't for the likes of you. We're going to go inside. In the warehouse, you can talk to a lot of these people. And you kind of get the idea that, one, we're not wanted, which is fine. We don't belong in this warehouse. But for the purpose of a walkthrough, you interact with things, you're going to end up here. This is going to, seems to be able to move. Are you sure you want to move it? We're going to say yes, and we're going to find a secret passage. You're going to go down to the basement of the warehouse, and you're going to find yourself kind of in here. We're going to pick up some more water. And just to be on the safe side, we're going to save. Because this is one of the first boss battles of the game. Now, you can choose to fight both of these, or to fight only one of them and move around. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to fight at least one of these people to get through. I don't know how you got in here, but I'm going to give you a whole new place to breathe out of, I guess. So, of course, you can grind to make this job easier. Depending on the money that you also grind, you can get better weapons that do stronger damage or whatever the case may be to help these fights with these people. If you're wondering what I have, this is my thing that I have from some light exploration of the area, plus some grinding. You can find concealed pistol, top hat, and get some casual clothes. The best thing about this is that anytime, if you're feeling a little under the weather, maybe you don't have a stockpile of water, or you just realize that you didn't come as prepared as you want, you can leave. And you can go get your free heal in the zoo, as well as if you realize that maybe you didn't like that weapon, you didn't like how it fired, you need to find a way to get some better armor. You can now do that after those, but the boss battle is upcoming. So now you're all prepared, you fought through those guys, it's time to go to the next area. Let's go, I want that shipment out pronto, finish that up. You, Ansel doesn't want anything messed up. Get that ready to send to Astum immediately. Ah, you, the commotion coming from the tunnels was you? What are you doing here? Looking for a fight? We'll teach you to stick your nose in others' business. And now we have a little bit of a boss battle. I almost died in my how-to. This is very embarrassing. Victorious. God, who are you? Grab that and that. Retreat. Well, that was the first boss battle. When it's done, we're kind of left with no direction. So let's go check these out. We got a map with something labeled train yards. And we got a bullet magnet, which is one of our first gadgets in the game. And we're kind of left with nothing really else, except for some audio cues. They mentioned sending stuff to Astum, which could be another location coming up. I'll let you know it is. And they mentioned the name Ansel. So now when we come back up, we're going to notice some things have changed. And we're kind of directionless. We don't know where to go now. So we're going to head back to the zoo and fill in Fauna what happened here. Going back to the zoo, we talked to Fauna. Oh, how'd it go at Fortress Industries? You tell her. Great, that doesn't help us at all. I can't believe we didn't get anything. Looks like we're on our own, champ. I'm serious about saving the zoo, though. Are you serious? Maybe you are serious. Here, take this. It will assist in catching more dangerous animals. And the cage is upgraded to cage level 2. The Stocky Desert is full of animals that are poisonous and dangerous. A better cage will keep you safe from them. Now, I'll continue looking into this Fortress Industries, while you go try out that cage. I hear desert scorpions are a nuisance in Gearford. That cage will allow you to catch more dangerous animals. Be careful. Upon leaving the zoo, we have a little cutscene that we are allowed to. It says, "So, old chap, shall we go to luncheon? Sorry, Arthur. I have a train to Aston to catch. I'm heading to the train station now that I have my ticket. Hey, why don't we eat in Aston? Would you like that? Sorry, man. My destination is Argenstrath. It's to the south of Gearford. I'll be getting the ticket now. Oh, Arthur, the trains are running late to Argenstrath. You might have to walk through the Mayberry district and to the Adele district through the desert. Drat, I better look for a hansom cab. Thanks for the heads up. And they walk off. So the point of that little cutscene did one thing very well. It let you know that the world is starting to open up and you're starting to have more things available to you. So, if you found the Antiford map, it's not really game oriented, it just brings this up. I will talk a little bit about our map on the website. So this is from the Atlas section of citizensofantford.com. It is the map of Antiford. And as you can see, we are in the capital of Gearford. So they mentioned two things. They mentioned Argenstrath, which is the sister city to the south. And they mentioned Aston, which you need a train ticket in order to go to Aston by train. We do not have that train ticket yet. The guy mentioned that the trains are running late. So if you didn't have your train ticket, which the player doesn't have, ticket to Argenstrath yet, they can walk there through the Mayberry district out into the desert and to walk to Argenstrath, which is the way you end up going to Argenstrath. So with that in mind, we were sent on a thing to catch a desert scorpion. Before I end this episode, we're going to go do that, because if you've been exploring this area, then you know where to find one in the Rowan Horn district. This little house right here, right off when you first enter. This is, if you're exploring naturally, is one of the first places. This person is being absolutely terrorized by this desert scorpion. So we are going to help them out. When you first come here, your cage won't let you capture it, so it's just running around the room, terrifying this poor little girl. So now that you have the cage, you can capture it. Be sure to talk to the little girl before you leave. She is a weird little side quest. She'll give you some experience and some CM for helping her out in her time of need. So now we have that desert scorpion, very easy to get a hold of. So we're just going to go and give it to the zoo right away. That's an Arazian desert scorpion. They're two tails. They are two tails. Are you kidding me? All this time and there's still typos in this game? God. Their two tails can pack a powerful sting. Can they? These kinds of animals will bring in tourists to Gearford. This is great for the zoo. Val is now level 6, and we learned a move. That's probably just from leveling up. Again, we get a lot of experience for turning animals into the zoo. Look, I think you'll find some things have changed around here. Isn't it great? Here, I want you to have this. And you receive train ticket to Aston. Ooh, we need more animals like these. Stocky natives, dangerous, unique. These exhibits will bring people into the zoo. But you'll need to go deep into the desert to find them. This train will take you to Aston Junction. And now we are given a new thing, but also look at all of our hard work has started bringing people back to the zoo. There's some people over here. There's some more employees he got hired on to take people's tickets. And slowly we're seeing the zoo fill out. But we also see this is open and we can now go into a new area. This is a nice little area. We can see our new desert scorpion. And we can look at all the pens that we will eventually be filling out. Do make sure to explore to get some nice little goodies. But here are all the pens we will eventually be filling up and filling out. So, woo! The world is starting to get bigger. And with that note, we have two options of where to go, as we can see with our Antiford map. So we just earned our ticket to Astum to continue the story and go out to Astum Junction. Or we were told that we can walk through the desert. So in the Mayberry district, there's now an area that will open up at this point that will allow you to walk into the desert. You can travel south to go to Argynstrath, which is a whole another city with stuff to explore, lore to uncover, side quests, things of that nature. Now, the next time we come in, we will be visiting Argynstrath very quickly. We're not going to be doing a whole lot there because this is a walkthrough, so I'm going to be speeding right out to Astum to continue our journey. So with that ends part 2 of this walkthrough. Part 3, we'll be getting our first companion. I'll be showing you how to get the dog companion. And we will be heading out to Astum to look around and hopefully find some more of the animals that we need to fill up the zoo. Without any further ado, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Again, Wild Araz for free in the description below. And thank you guys so much for watching.